This is Errol Marks from the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. We're here at Super Bowl 59, Radio Row, with the one, the only, Bobby Mesmer.
How we doing, everybody?
You look good, man. I like your tattoos. I'm kind of like your younger son, I guess.
I'm trying to keep up with you, man.
I don't know. I'm keeping up with you.
Yeah.
I think you look good. What was it? Is that a tattoo?
That is a tattoo on my hand.
Oh, it's washed up, man.
It's a dollar sign.
It's a dollar sign.
Yeah.
Well, you're making dollars
It
now.
washes up. Well, it washes off because you do too much work with your hands in certain ways, and it just,
I'll tell you, if I put anything on my hand, it'll be washed up pretty quick.
that's why, That's exactly why.
I'm not going to tell you why. Anyways, Bobby, there's Super Bowl 59. You're doing some big things. You're doing a lot of parties over here. You're promoting a lot of parties over here. So tell us a little bit about your projects and what you've been doing.
Yeah, so first of all, I'm the owner of RMG Erectors and Constructors. We're the world's largest pre-engineered erection company, and we use our services to give back for events like this. So we got involved last year in the Super Bowl as the title sponsor for Celebrity Golf Shootout. We did it this year again, and it just, giving back to charity, giving back and being a part of the Super Bowl experience, partnering with companies like FanDuel for a part that we did on Wednesday night. We're with Goldman Sachs and a partner tonight. And so it just brings it all together. And then it doesn't hurt the fact that my Philadelphia Eagles, hometown team, are in the Super Bowl today, on Sunday. So that's a great weekend. So it just works, man. You know what I mean?
I'm going to tell you something. I am a Jet fan, but I grew up a Donovan McNabb fan. So when the Jets suck, which is all the time, I root for the Eagles. So I am an Eagles fan too. Love Saquon Barkley. Love the Eagles. So tell us, I mean, obviously the season that they had, I did not expect this from the Nick Sirianni Eagles. All the stuff that's happened from last year with the coaching staff not getting along, players not getting along with players, locker rooms not getting along with the locker room. Why did this just transform after a 2-2 season and a break? They completely were a different team.
I think it's just the magic of what Sirianni brought to the team, right? His first year here, they go to the Super Bowl. I mean, that was unbelievable, right? Like, how do you do that? And then, then last year we have the debacle, and that happened. Now, this year, I think he was able to turn around. He puts together a better team. He makes some good moves in the offseason. And I think just the team is clicking with each other. Everybody's playing well. Everybody's getting along. They're having fun. That's the biggest part, man. You watch those guys. They're out there. They're having a blast. They're not like they're in it, but they ain't like all like, oh my God, I got to win today. What am I going to do? It's like they're playing, man, and they're just having a blast.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. I am not a running back. I used to play wide receiver and cornerback, but I like to catch a lot of balls, if you know what I mean. I'm just kidding. I don't like to catch any balls. He does, but not me. But I was just trying to throw you a curveball there. But anyways, we're here at Radio Row.
I have so much to say, man. I have so much to say about that.
I was trying to find the hole, and I completely moved out of it.
I missed the hole.
I missed it.
Literally or figuratively,
it's in many different ways.
Well, let's bring it back because Saquon didn't miss many holes this season, rushing for over 2,000 yards. As you see, I'm still wearing my Giants hat.
I'm so sorry about that.
You know what's been happening to me since we've been here? I've been getting Eagles fans coming up to me and giving me hugs and saying thank you.
Oh, well, that's
saying thank you.
See, we're not mean fans. We are the most amazing fans. We hate you, but we love you. Well, okay. Everybody's passive aggressive. Welcome to Philly. Okay? Welcome to Philly, baby.
Welcome to New York. We're the same. Philadelphia and New York are practically the same. I mean, I don't care what anybody has. I know we don't like each other, but I like Philadelphia. I love it. I love the city. I love hanging out. My friend went over there. I went to Villanova. I love it over there. Me and my girl go over there all the time. I absolutely adore it. Now, city of brotherly love, I don't know about that. I mean, when you hear brotherly love, I'm a little washed over there. I mean, I'd rather wash my hands or have a bunch of tattoos that are washing off than to believe that brotherly love is over there. But I mean, what kind of obviously you threw a party last night. Who showed up to your party?
So we had in there, Lonnie Paxton, Josh Speedy, Jason Worth was there with us last night hanging out. I just saw him standing around here. Yeah, and God, I mean, there was just so many. I can't even. Marshall Falk was there, so yeah, I think Warren Sapp showed up at some point.
All the Hall of Fame guys were there for the NFL honors last night.
Yeah, so they all kind of came in. And then so it was a great time. And then we all ended up going over to the FHM party last night, which was great.
Okay.
And there was a lot of guys there that were just, and that was a great party.
Were you dancing?
Of course I was.
What kind of music do you like?
I mean, I'm a country guy, man. Look at me,
country.
man. Boots, belt buckle.
Listen. Did anybody think we just interviewed Jeff Beecher and you wouldn't have thought, hey, this guy listens to hip hop, and all of a sudden his phone goes off and it's Run DMC.
I love it.
So
love it.
I mean, I would have never thought that Jeff Beecher was a Run DMC fan or a hip hop fan. So I don't know. I mean, I've talked to a bunch of athletes, and you would think they're hip hop fans and they're country fans.
They're country fans, absolutely.
They listen to country music. So, and it's a lot of a lot of these hip hop artists, Beyonce and all these R&B singers, Post Malone, they're all going into country. So
because it's a new thing. That's what everybody wants to be a part of. They want to be a part of the new cool thing. And why not be a part of country? Listen, I live in Nashville now. I moved out of South Jersey down to Nashville. And I'm friends with a lot of these guys down over there. They're just cool people. And I think that's what it is. Everybody wants to be around some cool people, right?
I don't know. I mean, do you want to be around me? I think I'm a cool person.
Well,
sometimes.
I'm self-proclaind, right?
Yeah, you are. I am.
I think I'm a cool
You're
too.
a cool
Most
person.
people don't
Cooler
say
than
that
me.
I am,
You are. You remind me of like a wrestler. You know what I mean? When I saw you, I was like, this guy's pretty tall. I wonder if he's a wrestler. And I trying to go back, like, remember Hillbilly Jim?
Yes.
That's who you look like.
Who I look like?
That's who you look like.
That's a new one. Sometimes I get Batista, so I get crazy ones, but that's a new one. All right?
See that? You see that? I always find something in this little jambalaya brain of mine.
You're bringing it out, man.
I just bring it out. You push it out. We kind of figure out who we are on a radio show. But before we let you go, why weren't we invited to your party? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, listen, man. Next year you're invited. Okay, I couldn't do it. I mean,
it's got San Francisco.
Because now that I met you guys, now you're cool.
Awesome.
We'll hook up next year.
Yes.
I'll bring you to the parties.
Awesome.
You got an invite, and and I'll show you guys a really good time.
I have to show you a good time. I don't know about you, Sean. I'm a DJ. I'm from Long Island, New York. I've traveled around the world doing it. I got to show you a good time. If you like country music, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to get your information. I'm going to spin a country set for you.
There we go.
I will spin you a country, and I guarantee you never heard a country set like I'm going to spin for you.
All right, let's do it. Listen, and now I swear to you, you send it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I will. I'm a Harley guy, man. I love riding my motorcycles. Right. I will jam that stuff while I'm riding, and I will make sure that everybody knows where it came from, and I will proudly be like, "Yo."
So you like all country music?
I like country. I mean, listen, man, who doesn't like
Tupac and
Biggie? You know
all
what I mean?
All right, now we're doing it. I can
now
send you something right now with Tupac and Biggie.
I mean, I'm a Metallica guy.
Favorite band? I actually did covers. I was a drummer in a band.
Love it.
I did all it.
See now, and
I learned how to play Master of Puppets when I was in high school on guitar.
So I have tickets to. I bought a suite to go see Metallica when they come to Philly in May. Awesome. So so totally look forward to that. And listen, I'm going to say, man, most people I'm going to get criticized. You ready, everybody out there? I like Nickelback too, man.
I'm going there. The album is awesome.
They're
the album is
unbelievable.
awesome. Yeah.
Listen, man, those guys rock, man.
Yes,
they do. The beat, the riff, everything, they rock.
Going back to Metallica, the only reason why I'm kind of lost with Metallica, ever since Jason Hempstead left, they haven't been. Newsted. I'm sorry. The band hasn't been the same. Now I'm not taking shots at Metallica. They're Jason was different. You know what I mean? Orion was one of my favorite songs. Mm-hmm. He played the lead bass in that track. So it's not the same, but I love Metallica. I could go and listen. I went to No Leaf when they came out with their band with the No Leaf Clover, that album.
I
saw them at the S&M. I went to MSG to see them.
That's amazing.
That's
one of my favorite songs they ever did.
That was my first.
I'm like a huge Metallica buff. I was actually born, unfortunately, on the day they had the car accident in Germany, and Cliff Burton died under their original bassist, who they say was a virtuoso. So,
like, you're like the Bad Omen? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, he is.
That's well, it didn't help out Saquon with me rooting for him. Let's put it that way. When he was on the Giants,
terrible.
As soon as he got away from me, 2,000 yards, Super Bowl.
Listen, man, it just takes a team that appreciates him for him to do what he needs to do.
Well, tell that to the Eagles. Tell that to the Eagles.
Right.
It's not like I didn't appreciate him. I was like, our Barry Sanders, we finally got him. And we'll just get rid of him. We'll pay it on a backup quarterback and a third string guard. Go ahead.
It's kind of like it's almost as bad as the trade with Luka.
Dog,
It's
that-
literally almost as bad. Like they're right up there with each other. I mean, I've been trying to know what's going on with that over the last couple of days, but I got to tell you, that's just pathetic, man. You know what I mean? Like,
it's the NBA. It's right. The NBA had like cahoots with LeBron James. They reached out to LeBron. What do you think about this? Let's get the deal done. That was a horrible trade.
I think
Absolutely horrible.
I think they did to screw him out of the $116 million.
I think they might be some of that.
Probably too.
They didn't want to pay it out.
Probably
You
too.
know?
I go back to when they got into the finals and Luka's celebrating in the back with his father drinking a beer, and then Michael Finley, former player for the Mavericks, comes by and just takes the beer out of his hand like he'd been doing with him for a while.
Yeah, using him.
And it's just like you realize he's the best player on your team by a lot.
Yeah.
And he's probably a top 3 to top 5 player in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Let him drink an effing beer. What are you talking
You're
about?
celebrating,
Let him have a
right?
beer. You're in the finals.
Right.
Yeah, all right. He's not the best defender. Let him drink a freaking beer, man. He led the league. He led the playoffs in points, assists, rebounds, field goal percentage, like everything that you could put a stat on. He led it.
He's an unbelievable player, and people don't look at him because you got LeBron out there running around.
Oh, God,
he's still on the forefront. You got so like listen, man, Luka's the man. Like,
he is.
And
top 3 player in the league.
and the fact and I think now it's a mistake for him to go to LA.
I do too.
And because he's going to be in the shadow of LeBron right now.
100%.
That's going to be a huge problem. So he's not going to be able to excel. And I think that him and LeBron aren't going to get along,
Nice.
And look,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of LeBron. I think he's a good player, but I'm not a fan of him as a person.
Yeah,
at all.
we're seeing eye to eye
Yeah.
here. I mean, yes.
And
This is like this is a conversation that happens frequently on this
Is
show.
it?
yes.
he's not a guy for me, And so at the end of the day, though, like Luka can't excel his career there. Anywhere else, I think he could be amazing. Like I would love to see him come to the Sixers. Let him come to the Sixers. The Sixers could really do something with him.
They wanted to give Paul George all the money so he could sit on the bench. He has a hangnail on his pinkies for a month.
He's got something hanging
Non-shooting
too.
hand.
I don't know. I don't want to get into that.
Did you guys hear that? So what's the owner of the Sixers also owns the Washington Commanders.
The Commanders
right?
and the
I want to say the
Devils.
Redskins.
Yes,
Listen,
yes,
it's the
yes.
Redskins.
It is the
Everybody-
Redskins.
You're all idiots.
I don't want to get myself into
It's the
trouble, but it
Redskins.
is the Redskins.
But I'll get myself in trouble. I don't care. but at the end of the day, like so when the Eagles won against the Commanders, how social media to post up anything from the Sixers congratulating the Eagles because of the ownership group. And I'm like, guys, like what is wrong with you? Competition is good. Competition is a great thing, and that's what makes you better in this world. And so, like, just because you got your butt handed to you, but you had a great team, you had a great run, be proud of that. And listen, the Eagles are doing great. Give them the credit where the credit's due.
Yeah.
But that ownership group over there at the Sixers, man, they're just, I don't know what they're doing, and with the moves that they've made over the last couple of years, and then they're going to sit there and I mean, they need to make a move on Luka or somebody like that. Like we got to pull somebody in.
There's poison over there. Joel Embiid is the poison. I think they need to move on from Joel. He can't stay healthy, and for some reason, he's not happy there. So just get rid of him. Send him. I think it would have been hurt. I think it would have made more sense to trade Joel Embiid for a Luka Doncic, because that would have been a little bit more fair than Anthony Davis. Because Joel Embiid, when healthy, Anthony Davis isn't always healthy either. When healthy, Joel Embiid is the best center in the league.
He's amazing when he plays.
Yes.
When he plays. That's the big
MVP
thing.
a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he cried about that.
Of course,
he cried about
He
that.
cried about that a lot. Too.
Yes, he cried about.
You know what he cried a lot about during the playoffs was that he was getting fouled, and he literally intentionally injured Knicks center Mitchell Robinson. Tried to break his ankle. He hasn't even played yet this season. He just, what he looks like when he's playing. I mean, obviously, all the talent in the world, 70-point games and everything, the rebounds, he can shoot, can dribble, huge guy, but he just flails around like he doesn't control his body. Like he can knock somebody over. You ever play a sport? Somebody's just wild with their elbows.
Yeah,
that's that guy. He's just out of control.
He's such a big, lanky, he's like my son. Like my 17-year-old son, he's like 6'7", 205.
Wow,
he plays basketball, and he's like that. Like he's just like, it's like that kind of like don't.
And then it's like, what did I do? I knocked somebody over. What did I do? I just went like that.
I moved my arm.
You just did the Conor McGregor. You just did that.
Yeah, well, that's I like
Conor
it, man.
McGregor.
Yeah,
I think you should
There
start
go.
after we get off with you. I think you should start moving like that.
Was that what
Let everybody know who you are.
Tell
Okay?
Connor to come in. We'll do it together.
I don't know if you want Connor to do it
Well,
with
there's
you.
actually like a whole Ireland table all the way down that way. They might even get him over there. We might be able to see him.
I don't know.
He's like this big.
I know.
He is
Like
small.
that big.
He is a small guy. So
Errol's pretty sure he could take him.
100%. 100%. Absolutely 100%.
Listen, I'll go for it. Listen, I'll take a hit for a couple $1 million in a ring,
So
man.
would I.
I'm good.
So would I.
Tyson me, man.
Oh, my
I'm good.
God.
You know what I mean?
Oh, now you have Canelo Alvarez fighting Jake Paul.
You
This
know
is
what? They
ridiculous.
canceled it about 2 hours after that.
Oh.
They canceled it.
Thank
It was very
God.
quick.
Can we
Thank
just
God.
stop with that too, please? Can we stop? Can we get back to normal fighting?
I don't think
Can
there's
somebody
anything
punch
wrong.
that guy in the face and knock him the hell out?
I've offered.
Seriously?
I've offered on social media.
Tyson
I've
on
offered-
one knee and whatever chemical things that he was putting into him couldn't do it. Let's put it that way.
Look, I don't blame Tyson for what he did, man. His payout was
Yes.
bigger to lose than it was to win.
I'm sure
So
it
at
was.
the end of the day,
Yep.
I don't blame him. I would do the same thing. But could somebody please knock that guy out?
100%.
You know?
You know what? I told you. The offer. If anytime Jake Paul wants to fight a no-name guy, I'll be sure. Hey, you know what it is? It's all about selling. But he sits there and he's boxing. He's training. Oh, I'm training. You're training, yes. But you haven't trained. You weren't training at 15 years old. I started training when I was 17 years old. Trained for 7 years. I fought 22 amateur fights before I even fought to go into a professional fight. He never fought an amateur fight. He went right to professional. And who did he fight that was professional? A bunch of MMA fighters that washed up.
Mm-hmm. Well,
That's it.
It's easy to win against people again when your deal is this is an online deal. Here it is. You lose, you get paid this.
Yep.
We're gonna monetize this as much as we can to maximize the amount of money that I can make. Look, I'll give it to him. It's a genius idea, but he's like Don King, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He's
Exactly.
running it like
That's
Don
exactly
King
what I
out
was gonna
there.
say. It sounds like he's trying to be the new Don King. Maybe.
Remember?
I make the graphics for the show normally when we're on. I'll just have Jake Paul with the Don King hair
There
every
we
time
go.
we
So
have
you
him.
should do that. Remember the guy? Actually, what you should do is remember the guy in Rocky when what was the
Mr. T?
No, the other guy, the promoter, and he was like, "Go ahead, punk, hit me, I'll sue you." Remember? And then
Oh,
Rocky
yes,
at
yes,
the
yes.
end
Oh,
hits
yes.
him and knocks him. in the
Rocky
car.
Five. Rocky
That-
Five.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, it
No,
was
not
Rocky.
five.
It was Rocky
Five.
3.
It was 5. It was right after 4, after the Russian.
It was the.
He was hurt. He had a brain problem.
It was the guy who was the real. It was
At the end of Tommy Gunn.
Yes, Tommy
Yes,
Gunn.
yes,
That's it,
yes.
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 So and that promoter, that's what you need to do. Make an emoji of Jake Paul as that guy because that's the whole presence.
That's a
right
good
there,
idea.
man.
I
Maybe we
guarantee
do
you
that.
you tune
We
in.
should do that.
I'll have that. We'll have them interactive. We'll have flying across the screen.
That's fantastic. Make an emoji of me coming across the screen.
I
and
think
knocking
we
him
would.
out.
I could do it.
I think we could do that.
Do that. That would be
Anyways,
fantastic.
You're fantastic. We're really happy to have you on. Bobby Mesmer.
Thank you for having me,
ladies and
guys.
gentlemen. He's fantastic. Keep
Awesome.
up the good work.
Yeah,
We'll be
appreciate
in
you
touch.
guys.
Let's get some of your
Awesome.
information and we'll rock on with it. We'll send you some of our stuff, man.
Awesome,
We
man.
love
Yeah,
it.
let's do it. And look,
And I told
these
you I'm going to
guys-
send you some of my stuff.
definitely send me some of your stuff. Yeah, mix
Absolutely.
it up. Mix it up.
I told you I
Gotta put it
would.
on social media.
I'm going to hook
man.
you up. I'm going to hook you
All
up.
right.
Get ready for it. It might go down all the way to like the 70s and 80s
Oh, perfect.
kind of country music
Perfect,
too.
man. I'm good. Yeah,
And I'll mix it,
yeah,
man.
John Travolta, baby.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah,
you got to
yeah.
ask. We did a story on country music
Yes.
very recently.
Yes, we did.
How do you feel about Beyonce winning?
Oh my God,
Country Album of the
stupid,
Year?
stupid. Shut up. Don't even talk to me about that. She's an idiot.
Yeah.
She's an idiot. Sorry, Beyonce, but
Shh, you don't want to say it too
No,
loud.
shut up. I don't
Vibes might
Somebody-
be around. her,
Somebody
you know?
might attack us.
yeah, listen, anybody can buy a Grammy these days, apparently. You know what I mean?
Jay-Z buys
So,
everything else,
yeah, I mean,
including
listen,
children.
She's the
I'm
only,
sorry,
she's
Scott,
the
but
only
that's true.
person in the history to win 35 Grammys. Like, and you got real singers out there over the years that won 1, 2, 3. Like, come on, man, country, stop.
Yeah.
I just can't. And Nashville music pushed her out. She made a big fuss about it last year. No, they didn't want anything to do with her. Jay-Z was all mad because he was in town and he was running around and crying about everybody because they weren't giving her the time of day for her record because it's stupid and ridiculous. Like, listen, it's a catchy song. I'll give her that. You know what I
fine.
mean? It's catchy, but you're an idiot.
Texas Hold'em is catchy. I want to throw up every time I hear it.
Hey, listen, I tap my foot on it.
All
You know
right,
what I
It's
mean?
fine. It's fine. Is
Yeah.
it the album of the year?
Well, the album's under my foot when I'm
do me
tapping it.
Just do me one favor. Just do me one favor before we let you go. Next year, when you invite us to one of your parties, please don't invite the diddler. Okay, that's all I'm asking. Do not invite him. I've done enough work with Crazy to say that guy's out of his damn mind. But nevertheless, we really appreciate the time.
Thanks for having
Bobby.
me, guys.
You're
This is
fantastic.
awesome.
Thanks, Bobby.
Bobby Mesmer.